Welcome to Get Money Music's first session of Blunt Sessions. I've got the legend himself, GILLIE da KID, coming out of Philadelphia. If you are a fan of hip hop, then you obviously know who GILLIE da KID is. We've heard his music for the better parts of the early 2000s. Obviously, there's a lot of questions that I want to ask you because there's a lot going on in the world right now. Philly's hot, you know what I mean? You got the whole. You guys are hot right now. There's a lot of tension coming from other areas, other states. Obviously, the other beefs going on in the music game and so on and so forth. Now, for yourself, obviously, we are honored to have you on our first session. This is my first interview with any hip-hop artist. Now, you're not just any hip-hop artist simply because, I mean, you're one of the guys who really put some foundational stuff, like you were saying earlier when you were just hanging out. You know, some of the music that I even heard today, which was live, and you know what I mean, first time hearing it, like you said, people could want to be on those tracks, and you can easily give them those tracks because you've already written all these flows. You know what I mean? And I mean flows in terms of changing the patterns and everything. You know, you know what I mean? Now, what I want to ask you first and foremost is, being from Philadelphia, what is it like being able to know that you're a staple in such a great state? You know, what does that feel like hearing that?
You know what I mean? But it's all about what you do with your blessing. That's why I get back to all the young ones. You know what I mean? I big up all the young ones that's up and coming. Because, you know, I ain't really had nobody to do that for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I try to change the cycle.
Right. Now, formed Major Figures, I believe, in '99, correct? All right, now what inspired you to do that?
I mean, really, it was just, we was all from the same hood and we all had talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what area was this?
Gary Ave, North Philly.
Gary Ave? Okay, awesome.
Spade was from Nicetown, but that's 3 blocks up the street. You know what I mean? So, but we was all from the same hood and it was kind of just like came together, you know?
Right. Now, everybody that you started the group with, these guys were all like close friends of yours, or?
I mean, I knew them for the most part.
Right.
You know, me and Spado played on Little League football together. Me and Bump went to high school together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me and Lava brother. We used to do some other shit together.
Right.
So,
I follow.
Yeah. So you know, I'm pretty much new.
Now, for you, rapping just came naturally. It wasn't even a thing you had to really practice at, or you really put years into. I mean, there's two type of artists. I think some that are just naturally gifted, and then some that can write their way to the music.
I mean, honestly, I started rapping in college.
Right.
Like I ain't grow up rapping. I played basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I ain't grow up rapping. I was like a freshman in college just fucking around with some homies who had some shit in their room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With a little mic set up. We just used to smoke a little weed, turn that shit on and just say anything. You know, crack the fuck up, start laughing. Then one day we was like, all right, we gonna go write something to come back and record it.
Right.
When we came back to record that shit, them niggas was like, yo, you ain't never think about rapping, that shit hot. You know what I mean? At the time I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm a fucking rapper, fuck is y'all talking about?
Trying to get these rings.
That's how it started,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I had 3 songs out. And the 3rd song I ever did was #1 on the countdown. On Philadelphia radio, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you won the ASCAP in 2001 for the Song of the Year. Now, going from, somebody starting an album, a record label, and really starting a movement and then gaining quick success like that, how did that impact your transition into the music world? You know what I mean? How do you feel that impacted it? Do you think it was something that was perfect timing, obviously, but is it something that you would want to take back, or something that you definitely feel like?
I mean, but I feel like because I didn't come up in the music industry, and I wasn't fans of a whole lot of motherfuckers.
Right.
It probably harmed me music-wise, but it probably helped me business-wise.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. you kind of came in?
I'm like, my nigga, I don't give a fuck about your Rolls Royce outside.
Right.
I'll give a fuck about what's on this contract.
Right. But that's important.
You feel what I'm saying? Where other motherfuckers is like, they grew up rapping, so they like, yo, that's such and such. Yo, I'm in the room with such and such. Right. I didn't really give a fuck about that. Like, it's like, no, my nigga, fuck what you talking. This shit black and white ain't talking, but you talking. This shit ain't matching up. Right. Call me when this shit matching up.
I mean, understanding obviously the business at a young age like that empowers you to still have the brand that you have now, where you control your brand. You never lost track of it. You know what I mean? You're credible anywhere you go with the music. I mean, Gillie the Kid is still a staple in the hip hop.
You ain't never heard me say it. Fuck such and such because they robbed me. They give me my money. You ain't never heard me say that. Ever.
So none of these labels.
If I had beefs with anybody or the little disagreement, it was never about a nigga owing me no money.
Right.
Never.
I mean, you understood the paperwork. Now cash money.
There's some shit I'm not going for.
Right. Now cash
you
money.
You owe me some money, that's mine.
Right.
Shit.
Now with the cash money situation, how did you feel when they approached you, you know, with the...
I mean, it was all love. I bumped into Stunner backstage. He was like, yo, what's up? Let's get it popping, all right?
Right.
Let's go. Flew down to the mansion, chopped it up. What you want this? Okay.
And she out here in Florida, or?
Nah, New Orleans. They wasn't in Florida.
Now, with the whole controversy with Carter stuff, I mean, how do you feel about, you know, people speaking of ghostwriters and so on and so forth in today's music?
I mean, ghostwriting been going on forever. Like, that's what it is. Like, you know, you got a lot of talented motherfuckers out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got a lot of talented, timid motherfuckers.
Right. Right.
You feel me? Yeah. Who say he could be way more talented than you, but he don't have no aspirations of being on stage in front of 25,000 people. He gonna shit on himself.
Right.
But you put him in a motherfucking studio by himself, he gonna make better songs than you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
What can you do?
So
I'm gonna send a song to this person, I'm gonna send a song to that person, I'm gonna send a song to that person, I'm gonna send a song to that person, I'm gonna make my money on the side. They sell 1 million records, I'm still gonna pull up in a Phantom.
Right.
You just not gonna know me.
Right.
You know, who the fuck is this nigga with a Phantom? Oh, the nigga that wrote Rihanna shit.
Right.
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 Right. Right. That's me, nigga. I smell Rolls Royce smoke. That's who I am. Feel me?
Right.
Right.
I mean,